There again, I think that my values were shaped mostly by my family. My father, he was an astute politician as well as a minister, and he was always very, very active. He believed that the only way that you get things done is to change them yourself, and so you need to get out into your community and you need to change things. So I would say my republicanism, my conservatism that I have today was probably given to me mostly by the upbringing in my home and in my father and mother. The Republican Party has always traditionally represented more of the conservative values that I hold near and dear. I'm a very big believer in the family is the background, the backbone of the American people. I think if you can start in a home where you have a traditional family, a mother and a father who will raise their children up and teach them right from wrong, that's the best way. And the Republican Party has traditionally honored those values more than the Democratic Party. So that's where my back. When you get politically active in your community or wherever, whether it be your church, your school, your community, you want to make things happen and make things change. And then you find out that people you think should really be working together and pulling in the same direction. A lot of times we're spending more time trying to compromise and work together ourselves. So this is an issue. How do I handle it? The way I basically handle it is that you sit down and have a conversation. If that doesn't work, you really many times you just got to move on, because you can't waste a lot of time getting beat up on either side. So you just need to really move on with your beliefs. I think that this is a big issue within our own party right now. As you can see, we have that going on the federal level between the leadership of the Republican Party and Sarah Palin, who was our vice presidential candidate last year. So this is something that we need as a party, we need to work on. I think the way to get back is we need to define what are our values and stick to those. A lot of people have a lot of good ideas, and there's a lot of momentum going on at any given time. But if you can get out and support people in your community that are trying to, and then try to network those people and bring them together, where we're not wasting time, 100 of us out here doing the same thing, but we don't know about it. Let's get together. And so I spend a lot of my time networking people in the party, and let's work together. And I believe that most of us in this community have the same values. What do we want? Crime-free streets, better education, more jobs. We all believe in the same thing. So what we need to do is get out there and teach that message. How do you teach that message? Well, you get out into the whole community. You can't sit behind your own desk in the comforts of your home and expect it to ever change, because everybody grows up with different backgrounds. So we need as a party to get out into our whole community and let our light shine. Being a Republican to me means that I believe the Republican Party has traditionally stood for the rights of the individual. I believe that smaller government is better government, and I believe that states' rights should rule over federal rights. I believe that our federal government has gotten far too involved in too many of our daily issues. I believe, as I say, a states' rights advocate, that the federal government should be in our national defense and in interstate commerce. And everything else, let's put back on the states, put back on the local community where we can best change. And talking about real change, you can stay at your house, you can stay with your family, but change is happening all around us. If we really want to make change, what we got to do as a party and as individuals, we have to become involved. I became involved with the local party back in 2004, and I was wanting to make change, but you really cannot do it unless you get with the group that's carrying the ball. So everybody in this community, in Shelby County and in Memphis, we really need to become involved, because there's a lot of change going on, and we're doing a lot of griping about it right now. But the only way to really affect that change is if you and me and everyone would get actively involved. So my thing would be is that we need to become very, very involved. If not, things are going to change around us.